Hey internet, so this is my Ganyu build. Weapon, Hamayumi R5, level 90, 4-piece Wondrous Troop. Stats vary to each player but focus on a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 for crit damage and 1 for crit rate. Here are my stats. Artifact stats. Here's my overall stats. Okay. Constellations. You don't need constellations for Ganyu, but since she is my main or my favorite character, I'm going to try and get C6 eventually. It may take years as a free to play. Okay. Talent. Pretty much just normal attack, burst, then skill. And what does Hoyo verse or Mihoyo recommend? Same thing? Cool. So we're done for the setups or attributes, all that stuff. Team build. As you can see, I'm using Venti, Ganyu, Zhongli, and Kazuha. Team of 4 stars, not necessary. This is just one team. This is focusing on her burst and Venti's burst. When they combine it, the damage multiplier is quadruple, so 4 times. And then Zhongli for shield.
Can we really be off work this early?
And
There's
Kazuha
still a lot left to
for
do.
the elemental mastery, I guess, buff for Ganyu. But you can replace Zhongli with Noelle if you don't have
I will
Zhongli.
protect you.
You can replace Kazuha with Sucrose.
I can do it.
And that kind of like replaces Venti as well. So Sucrose is like a 2-in-1. So if you don't have Venti, just Animo Traveler will do. It's not the same, but you can kind of get away with it. So that's one build. So Zhongli build for Ganyu. Sorry, Tartaglia boss build. So you got Barbara for Thrilling Tales, swap to Ganyu, Zhongli for shield, Tartaglia for his +1 passive. So for this build, basically his mastery of weaponry talent, increase your own party's members' normal attack by +1. So this is talent level 9. So this is 11 now. So it does extra damage. So that's another build
Where I'm from,
for
if we didn't keep
Ganyu.
moving, we'd...
This is my Dvalin boss build, focusing on Ganyu. So same deal, you heard Tartaglia and Barbara, what they're used for. So Shinha. So Shinha's role and job is to buff Ganyu. So how this setup goes is that Barbara, Thrilling Tales to Ganyu, swaps to Shinha, holds down Spring Spirit Summoning for a buff in normal attack. So if you hold it, you gain this. And it's based on Shinha's attack, overall attack, that's why she's 3.4k attack. And it deletes Dvalin, as you can see in my Dvalin boss videos, in like 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So I can have a mount team if you want. Ashtaha. Again, just basically same team, swap Noelle with Zhongli if you got Zhongli. I just prefer Noelle for instant shield. For Senora, it's just a triple archer team, nothing too special. Only Fish and Yoimiya synergize. Ganyu's just there to fire shots or shoot her shot. And Raiden, same. She shoots her shot. Zhongli for shield, Barbara for heal, and Raiden for the anti-instant death thing. And yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that she works on any build. So if you want to mount Ganyu, you can have that too. So everyone's got a Xiangling.
I can't wait any longer.
Bennett.
You want me on your team?
So if you swirl, so yeah, Venti swirl or Sucrose swirls, and then you've got Xiangling's Pyronado, Bennett's the healer and attack buffer, and yeah, Ganyu just fires her shots and mount and reverse mounts. So that works too. So what if you don't want to build her like her as a main DPS? Well, her burst is a cryo applicator, so you can build her as a support if you want. Basically, give her a energy recharge bow like a sacrificial bow. End of the line. So that you can get in Semaru by fishing. If you're aiming for headshots, then Proto Crescent works. Favonius Warbow for another support set. So believe it or not, my very first bow for Ganyu was a Sharpshooter's Oath. And yeah, that works too. So I started off as a 3-star and I swapped around different bows. I find that R5 Hamayumi is better than R1 Skyward Harp. It actually does more damage, Hamayumi. So if the conditions that are met, so for context, if you got your burst up, it does more damage than Skyward Harp consistently. So damage per second, more damage, or damage per minute, I guess would be more accurate, using Hamayumi R5 with your burst up. So she's an archer, so if you need to aim. So if you don't like aiming,
It's so nice
Ganyu
to
is not for you. Having a shield basically protects you from damage and interruption, because getting interrupted is worse than missing your shot, because you're charging up and then you suddenly get like attacked and then you lose your focus and then you have to recharge again. So that's more annoying than missing your shot. At least if you miss your shot, that's just on you. That's a skill issue, right? But getting interrupted by the enemy, that's not cool, because like, what if I actually hit that shot, you know? So having a shield. So having a shield like Zhongli or Noelle definitely helps. So if you don't have Noelle for some reason, you should. Maybe you gotta
The hunt begins.
Diona. Diona is probably the third option. I'd say Zhongli is the best,
What shall we do?
and then Noelle.
I will protect you.
So best shielder for Ganyu is Zhongli. If you don't have Zhongli, you should have Noelle, because that's on like the beginner banner. Everyone gets Noelle. And if you haven't wished on those, but you somehow got a Diona, then that's fine. So you got Cryo Resonance. So that works. 40% time less damage from Electro. Your crit rate is increased if they're frozen by 15%. So if you want to run a freeze Ganyu, that's cool. What would a freeze Ganyu look like? I believe it's called a Morgana.
Ready for a rehearsal?
So
This is destiny.
you could have something like that. If you don't have a Mona, maybe you got Ayato.
What's that? Join
If
you
you
for a
don't have
walk?
those two,
Why not?
there aren't many Hydro characters that I've got, so that are Hydro applicators. I guess if you're really desperate,
I'll take care of it.
you could use Barbara. Although Barbara's not the best applicator. I guess when Fontaine releases, Hydro Lumine or Hydro Traveler will be your Hydro applicator. So that could work once Fontaine releases. Right now we're in Cimmeru, so not yet. But yeah, Ganyu can work in different ways, both DPS and support. So that's my build for Ganyu. Thanks for watching, hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications. Leave a comment below if this build was helpful, or if you wanted to have a different build. Until next time, see ya.